Okay, so if you have ever tried to complain to your ISP or your Wi-Fi guy that your internet speed sucks and your devices are always buffering, then one thing they might have definitely told you like that you should consider upgrading your plan cause you have multiple devices. But you should tell those suckers that not always increasing the speed solves the problem. And if you have a dual band router, then you are in for a treat cause in this video I'll show you the exact step how you can increase your Wi-Fi speed without increasing your Wi-Fi bill. And like if you have a tri-band router, then boy you're rich. But if you're confused that whether you have a dual band router or not or a tri-band router or not, but don't worry cause like if you like dual band router are some pretty old tech, like it was back in 2009. And if you have a router that is purchased after 2009, 90% of chances are that like it is a dual band router. It's just that you don't know about it yet. So without any further ado, let's get straight to the video then. But before tinkering with the Wi-Fi setting, let's just make sure that the Wi-Fi is in the right place, like it's in the most optimal place in your house. Like you should not keep your Wi-Fi router behind your TV or inside a closed cabinet or in a corner of your house. Rather, what you should do is you should always keep it in the central position of your entire house area. But I know it's not always possible to keep the router in the center position, but you should always you should try to keep it in such a position that is almost in the middle of your house. And you should always try to keep it in a much higher height from the ground, because in that way you'll get the dual benefit, that is you'll get the most range benefit as well as the speed benefit. And like you should always try to keep your Wi-Fi like if you have a Wi-Fi router that has antenna on it, like you should always keep those antenna at a that upright position. You should not bend in any direction, rather you should keep it in the upright position. And I know this is not about the speed factor, but it does improve the overall experience. Like if you have if you live in an area where there is very much frequent power cuts, then you might have noticed. And also if you don't have an inverter in your home, then you might have noticed that your Wi-Fi drops out as soon as the power goes out. Like that is very much like you don't want your Wi-Fi to be interrupted. Like you don't want your meeting to be interrupted in between such an important meeting, right? So in those scenario, what you can do is you can get a Wi-Fi UPS. Like those are small tiny devices that have battery built in it. And what you need to do is you just first you connect those Wi-Fi UPS to the main socket, and your Wi-Fi adapter you put that Wi-Fi adapter into the UPS, so it kind of acts like a relay between your Wi-Fi router and your AC socket. So this as I told you also, as I mentioned earlier, this doesn't impact any kind of performance, but it rather improves the experience. So now moving on to the steps like how you can increase the speed. Then first you need to go to your Wi-Fi router page, that is default router page, or aka it is also called gateway page. So in order to know the IP address of those, you can either look behind your Wi-Fi router, or if you can't do that, then it is easier to check it on your phone also. Like if you scroll down and press and hold on the Wi-Fi icon, and upon select you must be connected to the Wi-Fi, then you go into the more info section. There you will find an option called gateway, and you need to copy that address and paste that address into your favorite browser. Go into it, and now I'll show you the steps. Okay, so here in your Wi-Fi router default gateway, enter your the password and ID, and then log in. Okay, so as you can see, after logging in, it's showing me the dashboard page. Here in the search box, you search for, in my case I'll search for 2.4 gigahertz. And then from here, as you can see, there are multiple options. So there's more channel spacing. You need not to go into this specifics, but so like here the channel can be like automatically selected. It is perfect, like it is okay in the case. But if you are techy enough, like you should like there's an app called Wi-Fi Analyzer which checks like all your nearby Wi-Fi channels. So like if you all of your neighbors are using say like in case channel 11, then you can like there will be multiple interference. So in those case you can change the the channels manually, like you can select different channels. So it's automatic is also perfect in like it's okay, it does the job pretty good. But if you want to go like deep dive deeper in this thing, then you can definitely go ahead and select manual mode. And from here, like in maximum transmit power, like it's not about the speed, but it's about the range. It's okay. So yeah, you can like change between these options up to your requirement. Then do the same for your 5 gigahertz also. So like if I search for 5 gigahertz, then again the same option appears. So yep. And one more thing I forgot to mention is that like if you have a like like if you have a dual band router, you should keep the you should separate the Wi-Fi name for each and every band. Like if for 2.4 gigahertz you should keep a different name, and for your 5 gigahertz you should keep another different name. Like you should keep both the name different. So cause a lot of like this is a mistake that a lot of my friend does, is that like they keep us, like I also used to do the same mistake, but later on I realized like that is like if you keep the name same for different band of router, then what happens is that like then it is up to your devices, like it is up to your laptop or your phone to choose like whether to choose 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. It is determined by your phone itself. Like you cannot do anything from your end, cause like it might happen that you are playing cloud gaming, then you need that ultra high speed, but your phone is connected to the 2.54 gigahertz, then you will not get that the best speed, but you will do get the range. But in those scenarios the speed is much more it is much more priority than your range. So what you should do with that, so for this type of scenario what you should do is you should like keep both the band name different, so that if you want the maximum speed, you can choose the 5 gigahertz, or like in some scenario you want the the range your range is much more prior than your speed, then you can connect to the 2.4 gigahertz. It's for your convenience only. So like from then only, after realizing this, like this is what happens when you keep both the Wi-Fi both the Wi-Fi SSID, like the Wi-Fi name. So Wi-Fi SSID is same, then your phone your phone chooses it automatically. But in my experience, like what I've seen is that like my iPhone always stays connected to 2.4 gigahertz, but my cheap ass Android, it stays connected to the 5 gigahertz. I don't know, like I do nothing in my Android, it just sits right there, like it's just it's that thing is connected to Wi-Fi just because like I want to fetch some new mail and nothing else. But most of my work is done on my iPhone, but it still stays connected to the 2.4 gigahertz. I don't know why it happens, but it does happen. So you should definitely consider keeping both the Wi-Fi SSID, both the Wi-Fi band name different. And one more thing, I wanted to tell you, you should always keep the WPS option disabled in your Wi-Fi settings. Like search for WPS in search box and see if the setting, if the switch is turned on or not. If it is turned on, turn it off immediately. Like why I'm saying this, like you don't want to know, cause in earlier days I used to crack down other people's Wi-Fi. And like it's very much easy to crack the password of other people's Wi-Fi if they have turned the WPS option enabled. And by default most of the router have this thing enabled. Is like why this is or like by default why it is enabled, like it is very much convenient to connect to Wi-Fi. Like it is for the convenience purpose, but some people use it for their own, what do I call it, like their own fancy thing. So it's very much easy. Like if you have a rooted Android device, then you can easily crack down, like if a router has WPS enabled, then you can easily crack down the password. It doesn't matter whether you have WPA2 SK encryption or not. So yes, you should turn these settings, and like you should turn WPS disable. And you should also keep changing your password on a regular basis, like not on a regular basis, but after like few months you should definitely change your password, because you don't want to know, like you don't want someone to be using your Wi-Fi until and unless they are paying for it, right? This is very much that hurts, man. Like why someone will use your Wi-Fi for free? Yes. And one more thing, like Wi-Fi is always like it's comparatively slower than internet provided by your like Ethernet cable. So if you have a computer where you need the most highest internet speed, then you should at least consider connecting the PC with the Wi-Fi router through Ethernet and not by Wi-Fi, because that will give you the best experience of internet speed possible. And like if you want, like if you feel like that the range, that is like if you feel like in some part of your house the Wi-Fi speed is not up to the mark, or the range is dropping, like the Wi-Fi is dropping constantly, then what you can do is you can either consider buying a range extender. That thing, like those things work as a Wi-Fi booster also. Like you can definitely consider opting for those. Or if you want to go beyond that, then what you can do is you can buy another router. Then what you can do is you can connect a new router with your old router through a Ethernet cable. Yes, this is achievable, this is doable, because my friend only does this same thing. So it's very much easy also, if you ask me. Nothing hectic. You just call your ISP, they will definitely set you up. Or if you don't want, then you should definitely, like if you want another video where I will show you like how you can connect like two router with a Ethernet cable, then you should definitely, like if you want it, then you please put in the comment box down below. And one more thing is that like you should definitely consider restarting your Wi-Fi router once in a week, at least once in a week, because when you don't when you don't restart your Wi-Fi router for months and months, what it happens, like the memory, or like also like the router also have some RAM in it. If you go to your like Wi-Fi dashboard page, there some Wi-Fi router shows that, and some Wi-Fi router doesn't shows that. But like what happens, like when you restart it, like the RAM gets clear, and it is able to perform much better on the same hardware. So you should definitely consider restarting your router by simply powering it off from the switch. And you can also consider restarting it from the app also. Like if your router has got app, then you can come restart it from the app or the website. It's up to you, but the best option would be directly from the AC plug. So like turn it off and wait for at least 10 seconds, then turn it back on. So these are the few steps which you can implement to increase your Wi-Fi speed without getting a new router or upgrading your plan. So if you found this video helpful, do give it a like and share it to your friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.